Thank you.
Can we invite the mentor, Vicky, to share your thoughts on the community?
Hi, good morning everyone. I think for our group here, it's been a very trying journey because we have some, I would say, inherent issues to deal with in overcoming, even to talk about what kind of products we want our technology to be sort of applied into. And I must say that the mentors within the group itself, from the other groups, within the class itself, has also given us a lot of valuable insights. So I think we really appreciate that. More importantly, I think this market has the right vibe because our government, the nation is already behind moving towards more diabetes, right? So I think there are some issues right now which we want to talk about in terms of costing, in terms of evidence. So within these 10 weeks, I think we have already done enough to validate what are some of the market that the segments that will be able to adopt our technology, right? But it's still a work in progress. And also I would say that in terms of the economies of scale, unless we can produce it in-house, all right, in the premix part of the world, then I think we will be able to target a bigger customer group. Because when we pointed out to some of these MNCs who are talking about mass volume, it can give us a big contracts, but can we produce it at the cost that they want? I think that's the biggest challenge. So that's why I think when IT was sharing with you guys on the market validation, certain of these customers will say that they are invalidated because we can't work with them now, but doesn't mean that we can't work with them in the future, right? So I think some of the questions that you have in mind will be as natural as what we have seen based on the presentation, but just please bear in mind, they are always work in progress, okay? I think definitely the hard work that our two beautiful ladies here have put into is commendable, and also within this short period of time to understand business. So I think that is the hardest, and of course with Prof. So as the leading PI in this area, I think we are the best team combination we can ever get. So thank you.
Right, council Q&A session. Let me know on the floor.
Hello? Oh, right. Can I just understand why the mass market can't afford it? What's the price difference? You said 3 to 5%. Is that right?
Thank you for the question. For the mass markets, we have asked about their price tolerance. It's about 10 cents. That's the maximum we can absorb in terms of cost increase. And at this stage, we cannot reach that price for them.
No, what I was asking is that if I bought a cake, a normal cake, and I bought one of your cakes, the price difference between the two to me would be how much again? 5%, 10%?
5%, that's right.
Only 5%?
Based on our estimation.
Okay, you do realise that in retail, customers don't understand the difference of 3%, and that's including your GST and all that kind of stuff. And you've also talked to retailers about private labelling your product to differentiate themselves, for example. Yes?
So this estimation of 5% is based on the cost and the same margin that we want our customer have as their normal products.
Well, there's two margins. There's the one the retailer does and the one that you have. So which one are you talking about?
For the retail, when you talk about the price per cake or the slice, that is the B2C price. What they are selling is the premium, so you have to look at the first portion of the cost.
Well, there's two prices, right? There's the B2B, which is where you guys could be selling to a retailer who private labels it and then sells it on to the B2C. So that could either be in a finished product.
No, you will not do the finish.
No. I get that. I'm saying the retailer could either do it as a finished product or the retailer could sell it in a box like Betty Crocker or whatever. So I'm trying to understand what the differences are that you've talked about in terms of pricing.
For our customers, the difference in pricing is
I'm understanding from this slide that you're saying the mass market can't afford it. because it's 3 to 5% more expensive to them, right? So instead of me buying $1 for a cupcake, you're going to charge me $1.05. Considering it helps my diabetes if I have it, that's a hell of a small price to pay. I don't even know why we're talking about it. That's really the point of my question. And the other thing is that in terms of selling, if you're talking huge volumes, the issue isn't a percentage, it comes down to dollars. And that helps you with your bread and butter and all the high-end stuff later on. That's all I'm asking. In terms of, have you made those considerations?
So this 5% estimation is based on the premium price of the cake. So when it comes to the mass market, maybe come up to 10% or even higher.
Okay, I'm just not seeing how that is so important if I'm diabetic.
It's still okay, 10%. If you look at celiac disease, right, which is gluten intolerance, 20-25% premium on the. You go buy pasta, gluten-free, you're going to see the price 20%. People are taking it off the shelf. They can't produce enough. Because if you need it, you'll pay for it. So if you have 5% or even 3%, like the gentleman said, I don't even know why we're talking about this. Because everybody should be, especially if it's diabetes, right? In Singapore, 13% of the population has diabetes, right? Type 2, mostly. In other countries, same thing in China, over 120 million. I think people are going to care 5% more. So I think your market segmentation, you kind of need to redo it. Also, in terms of your pricing, I assume this pricing is when you start reaching a certain volume, or is it the price right now that's it's costing?
Need to reach a certain volume.
Okay, so in volume manufacturing, there are thresholds. You produce a certain amount, it costs you so much. You go next level, costs you so much, and hopefully your price point keep dropping, right? So again, like for the previous company, you need to show how this is going to evolve, okay? And when you go see a supermarket or you go see one of the wholesalers or even the raw material provider, you need to show them how volume is going to affect the pricing. And if it's, if it follows a good trend, they'll engage right now. You need to make them engage right now, okay? Because otherwise, you're gonna suffer, right? Because it's gonna be like you're gonna go around in circle. Nobody's gonna want to be the first one because nobody has been the first one. So you're gonna keep going in circles. So you need to show something. Here, volume is important, right? And the price points go down. My other question was, is there any regulatory for this? I'm not talking about Singapore, but outside Singapore, like the US FDA or things like that.
Currently, this one is a new market. There's no similar existing food product on the market. I do think there is a certain dosage we can go into the food, but in terms of compliance, we still need to check by market. In terms of Singapore, I don't think we have.
Okay, it's very important. You can't do the regulatory, and if you say it's a brand new market, that means no predicate, okay, which means de novo. De novo is the biggest pain in the ass, okay, because you got to do a lot of clinical validation because it's brand new. So the regulatory authorities have to see as much data as possible that it's safe because they cannot compare it to anything else that's already in the market. Okay, so you need to kind of assess it, and maybe there's no regulatory because it's food, But I would suspect there is some kind of regulatory, right? Because people are going to be ingesting this. So you have to understand what does it do in the body, right? Especially if it does glucose retardation, absorption. I mean, it acts on GLUT1 and all kinds of receptors. So you should check into that.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Let me just add on to that.
Let me just add on to that, and sort of really from the last two speakers have said, I think we're all coming from the same premise, which is you've identified a customer segment, which is the medium-sized bakeries, and you're offering them a chance to access a new customer segment. There are some diabetics out there. If you had this product, this premix, you could make something for them, and you could make more money, which is a gain for them, and they're sort of interested. But for diabetics out there, and both my parents are diabetics, they just about kill for a piece of cake. right? Let alone pay 5% more for it. So I think where you need to think about is the people that actually have the pain and the people that can't eat the cake. And then those other guys are just really channel partners. They're ways in which you're delivering your benefit to your pain reliever to the person that has the pain. Or going through maybe into medium-sized bakeries, easier to convince the large bakeries. Or if you got your volumes up, then large bakeries would do it as well, because they'll see the market that you're going to create. And I think the point around regulation, and also you mentioned scientific evidence. You said customers want scientific evidence. So there's got to be something that says, in clinical trials, FDA approved or whatever. But once you have that, you know, I can tell you 2 people that would be wheelchair in the waiting shop. So, you know.
Especially if you target hospital, right? Providing, you know, preparation, etc. You better show them validation and, you know, clinical data that it actually works and actually reduces the absorption of glucose, or delays it, not reduces it, but delays it over time. So the metformin or whatever they're doing has a chance to kind of keep glucose absorption level even. So you need to demonstrate that, right? You need to have data.
Just a moment.
Maybe just one point regarding your market size. So I noted that you said that the cake premix market size is about $1 billion. I said, yeah, 1 billion, right? So perhaps you want to dive a bit deeper than that in terms of the demand for healthy food, because this 1 billion is the entire market.